In the last session, we have seen how to sort class A, which contains one attribute. How to sort class A objects which contains one attribute. Let us copy class A and the main method. While copying class A and main method, you will be getting an import to remove this. Let's add one more attribute. This time class A containing two attributes, both are initializing through constructor. Both are initializing through constructor. Both we are printing in the toString method as a group. Now, in the compare to method, we had to use any one attribute. In the compare to method, we had to use one attribute, one member. Always comparison is based on one value. Anywhere comparison is based on one value. Based on height we can compare. Based on marks we can compare. Based on percentage we can compare. Based on gender we can compare. Using more than one value in the comparison, not at all meaningful. In the comparison, using more than one value is not at all meaningful. So what to do now? We cannot specify more than one attribute. But object having more than one attribute. So go to the constructor, add one more value. Now sorting is based on I only, not based on j. It is not bothering about what is the j value. It is concentrating only on I value. In the compare to method, I am commenting this SOP. Please observe everybody. While comparing, while comparing one object with other object, you had to use one value. Comparison should be based on one value. Comparison should be based on one value, not multiple values. But here, object containing multiple values, object containing multiple values. If object is containing multiple values, we cannot use multiple values while comparing. We have to use one value. We should use one value only, not multiple values. Only one value, not multiple values. In the comparative method, we are using one value only. Based on I only, sorting is happening. But object containing two values. Every object containing two values, sorting is happening based on I value. Sorting is happening based on I value, not based on J value. Copy the same. Let us develop another program for the J purpose. Go to 37. Come again. So please observe class A containing two attributes. The constructor taking two arguments. Constructor taking two arguments. Two-string method browsing values of both I and J. If you want to sort based on J, in the compare to method, you should specify J. This time, sorting is based on J value. If object having multiple values, you need to sort based on one value. You need to identify which is that value. Specify that value in the compare to method of comparable interface. Now, all elements are same type. Every element is same type. All elements are same type. No element is a null. All elements are comparable type. All three conditions we are passing. That is why sorting is very successful. So try running. Based on J value, sorting is happening. 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 By using comparable interface, we can achieve sorting based on one value in the object, based on one value in the object. Comparable is recommended if object having only one value. Comparable is recommended. Highly suitable if object having a single value. If object having only one value, then comparable is recommended. By any chance, if object having two values, then comparable not recommended. You need to modify compare to method whenever you want to sort based on different value. Comparable interface, it is mainly for single valued objects in order to compare, in order to sort single valued objects. So please observe. By using comparable, we can sort elements based on one value. Objects may have multiple values. Comparable, not suitable in every scenario. Comparable, highly suitable if object containing one value. If object containing one value, you can use the comparable. Wrapper objects, every object having one value. That is why every wrapper class implementing comparable interface. Similarly, string class, string object having one value. String object having only one value. String object having only one value. That is why comparable is highly suitable. If object having one value, then use comparable. If object having multiple values, like in this case, here class A objects having I value and j value. If multiple values are there inside objects, then comparable not suitable. In that scenario, we had to use comparator. Let us use comparator. Copy class A main method. Copy class A main method. Remove the import whatever it is getting through copy paste. Remove comparable. In place of comparable, everybody remove even compare to method. Make it class A like this. Now it is not using comparable. Let us see how to use comparator. I need to sort objects based on I value and also based on j value. In one requirement, sorting based on I value. In another requirement, sorting based on J value. Let us go for static class B. Static class B implements a comparator. Comparator also functional interface. Comparator also functional interface containing only one function. Containing only one function. Through control spacebar, select the method whichever is abstract. Control spacebar, compare. Method name is compare. Method name is compare. Inside a compare method, everybody, inside a compare method, saw downcast into A type. Class B implements a comparator. Comparator is a functional interface containing compare method. Inside a compare method, compare I value between two objects of A. Compare I values between two objects of A. It is taking two arguments O1 and O2, both are object type, downcast into A type. Downcast into A type and get the I value. Very similar to this, develop one more inner class. You can also go for outer classes. It is purely up to you. I'm just choosing inner classes so that I can able to choose same class names in other files also. Class C implements comparator, B class, C class. B is sorting based on I value. C class is sorting based on J value. Comparator. Please develop B and C exactly as it is. Compare method taking two arguments. Compare method taking two arguments. Both are object type. Downcast into A type. Get the differences between two objects based on any one attribute. Now, come to the main method. While sorting, elements are not comparable type. Elements are not comparable type. Whenever elements are not comparable type, you need to supply separate comparator object. You need to supply separate comparator object. We can create object in the argument itself. Sorting based on B. B is a comparator type. You can go for C. Now observe the output. Very simple. For one attribute, develop one comparator type of class. For one attribute, develop one comparator type of class. So here B is a comparator type for I attribute. C is another comparator type for J attribute. If you want to sort based on I, supply B object. If you want to sort based on J, supply C object. There are two sort methods available. First one argument sort method. It is for comparable type of elements. Second one, two arguments sort method. Here, elements are not comparable type. You need to supply second argument as a comparator type of object. All three conditions are following here also. Every element is same type, no null element. Every element is same type, no null element. And also, separate comparator object we are supplying. Separate comparator object we are supplying. Try running. You can see here sorting is based on I value, I9, I90. The last one sorting is based on J value, J1, J4. Please observe. Comparator usage is very more wider. Comparator usage. Definitely object will be having more values. For one value, one comparator type. For one value, one comparator type. You can go for separate classes. B is a separate class. It is a comparator type for the I value. C is another comparator type based on J value. Again copy class A, class B, class C at the main method. So whatever inputs you are getting, try removing all these inputs. Generally, we won't develop separate classes for comparator purpose. We will be developing anonymous inner class or lambda expression. Let class A as it is. Let class A as it is. Class B and class C purpose, I'll go for anonymous inner classes. Come on. Class A as it is. I'm not doing any changes in the class A. I'm not doing any changes in the class A. Then what I'll do is I'll develop anonymous inner classes to B and C. You can go for local inner class if you really wanted. Let me take local inner class. In the main method itself, B and C. Now you can see how program is there. Class A as it is. Class A as it is. Please verify. Class A as it is. In the main method, Class B, Class C, both are local inner classes. Both are local inner class. Observe everybody. We just made comparator classes are local inner classes. Let us copy class A main method. Class A main method. Remove import. Let class A as it is. No change in the class A. Come to the main method. Generally, we will be using anonymous inner classes. Anonymous inner classes highly recommended here. Why? Because you may not be using same class again. Comparator C1 is equal to new comparator n with a semicolon. Comparator C1 is equal to new comparator. Similarly, comparator C2 is equal to new comparator. Now supply C1 and C2 while sorting. Comparator C1, comparator C2 while sorting. As C1 is a comparator object, C2 also comparator object. You can develop comparators. You can see the main method. Array list, adding few elements, then two comparators through anonymous inner classes. Supply both while creating objects. Try running. One second. C2. Copy the same. Remove the import. Generally, these anonymous inner classes like a C1 and C2, not using multiple times. If you are not using multiple times, then what is the need of C1? What is the need of C2? Take this whole supply directly, everybody, directly as a second argument to the sort method. Please observe, wherever C1 is there, in that location, wherever C2 is there, in that location, supply this C2 completely. While calling sort method, supply anonymous inner class. Now you can remove C1 and C2. I'll show the main method clearly. Now this is the main method. So please check it out how we are developing a sort methods. Second argument of sort method. Second argument of sort method is comparator. Through anonymous inner class, we are developing a through anonymous inner class. Second argument is try developing sort methods like this. This is highly recommended approach. Why? Because this object we don't require again one time usage. Anonymous inner classes are highly recommended whenever one time usage is there. Try developing sort methods like this. This is highly recommended approach. Why? Because this object we don't require again One time usage. Anonymous inner classes are highly recommended whenever one time usage is there. So understood everybody? Comparator type. Comparator type. As a second argument, supply comparator type. As a second argument, supply comparator type. Copy the same. If it is only one method, lambda expressions are highly preferable. Only one method is there, go for lambda expressions. Only one method, go for lambda expressions. Only one method is there, go for lambda expressions. Only one method, only one method, anonymous inner class, not very recommended. Go for lambda expressions. Everybody. Lambda expressions are highly preferable. The development code decreases like anything. I did not do any changes in the class A, only in the main method in place of comparator, try supplying lambda expression. Lambda expressions are highly suitable in this particular locations. So now sorting based on I value based on j value. Very simple, very simple. Try using this approach in all the places wherever sorting is required. Come to the next one. Let me go for class name as a person. Let me take this also inner class. Everybody. I'm choosing string type and wrapper type. Everybody, please check it out. String and wrapper. String type and wrapper type. Develop a constructor. You can see right click source. Constructor using fields. Constructor using fields. Right click source constructor using fields. Yesterday we have seen overriding toString method, importance of the toString method. The toString method also can be overridden through Eclipse. Everybody, let me show the procedure of overriding toString method through Eclipse. Right click, source, generate getters and generate toString. Right click source, generate toString. Eclipse only generates a toString method. Click on generate. Overriding toString method. This is the format using Eclipse. It is considering every attribute with the name is equal to value. So you can develop constructor through Eclipse. You can develop toString method through Eclipse. What you have to do? First you have to identify the attributes. First identify two attributes. Then you can ask to Eclipse to develop a constructor, override a toString method. Come to the main method. Define one array list object. List dot add of new person. Also provide his weight 78.5 kilos. Try developing everybody. Try developing a comparators. Specify comparator. Through anonymous inner classes, try developing a so try developing by yourself. Take 5 minutes time and try developing. Please observe comparator. We are not using generics. I'll show you how to use generics later. So please observe. Downcast into person O1 dot first name dot use compare to from the first name. Please develop like this. Same way you need to follow second one also. Second argument. Try developing same way for the weight also. So for displaying purpose, I'm not looking for the alignment properly. You can just to note down this, then we can align. This is the way in case of attributes or strings and also wrapper classes. Try developing this code, later we'll see. So please observe. A string is a subclass to comparable. String is a subclass to comparable. In the last session, I told very clearly, string class implementing comparable. Wrapper class is also implementing comparable. Inside a string class, there is a compare to method. In all the wrapper classes, there is a compare to method. Inside a string, there is a compare to. In all the wrapper classes, there is a compare to. Yes or no? So use compare to method on first name. What is first name? It is a string. Come on. String is implementing comparable. Inside a string class, there is a compare to method. Use compare to method from the string. First name is a string. Yes or no? Similarly, weight is a wrapper. Weight is a wrapper. Yes or no? Weight is a wrapper. Double. Double is a wrapper. Every wrapper class implementing comparable. So there also compare to method is there. So you cannot go for one string minus another string. In the previous examples, we have seen I minus I. First object I minus second object I. In case of strings, we cannot use minus. In case of two objects, we cannot use minus. That is why use the built-in compare to methods. This is very, very important. Most of the people not knowing this one. Understood everybody now? So redevelop the same by using lambda expression. Use the lambda expression. You know already. Check it out. Hope everybody understood. Let me give one assignment. Try developing everybody. Inside a project folder, develop one text file. Right click on your project folder. Right click one on project folder. Go to the new, select a class. Sorry, not the class. On project folder, go to the file. Right click, go to the new, select a file. Right click on project folder, go to the new, select a file, choose the file name as employee.txt or employees.txt. Employees. Employees.txt. So try providing multiple employees with a common separator. Let us consider employee name, employee age, employee salary, employee address, maybe street name, employee, city name. Likewise, keep multiple employees. This is the data we are considering. Develop a Java program which has to read this data line by line. In every line, multiple fields are there. Semicolon as a separator. Extract those values. Use the split method. Supply a semicolon. You will be getting a multiple splits. For one row, define one employee object. Inside the employee class, you can go for first name, age, salary, street name, or maybe like a location, then finally city. Store one row data in one employee object, second row data in another employee object. Likewise, multiple employee objects. Store all multiple employee objects in the array list. All multiple employees in the array list. In the previous program, what we have seen, we defined 3 person objects stored inside array list. Data hard coded, but here, data we are reading from the text to file. Read the data from the text to files. Yes or no? Read the data from the text to file. Store that data line by line in different employee objects. Store that employee objects in the array list. Afterwards, you can give a message like enter 1 if you want to see the list of employees based on sorting of first name. Enter 2 if you want to see the list of employees by sorting based on age. Enter 3 if you want to see the list of employees based on sorting through salary. Then If they press 1, you need to show sorted array list based on first name. If you press 2, you have to show sorted array list based on age. Sorting based on age, sorting based on salary. Understanding or not? So this one, you can take 1 hour time, now itself. So everybody try developing. Afterwards I'll show you. So please come again. See, you can convert into percent method. Integer. Yes. No. One line, one object. One line, one employee object. Inside that employee object, Ramu should go as a first name. Inside employee, first name is an attribute. Age is an attribute. Take 24. Store in that age. Salary is another attribute. Understanding? So likewise, different attributes are there in the employee class. After reading one line, create employee object. That line you can split it. The data you can store in the employee object. Store that employee object in the array list. Repeat the same for all the lines. Yes or no? Read one line, split the data, create new employee object. Store splitted data in the employee object. Store that employee object inside a array list. Repeat the same for all the lines. After storing all the lines in the array list, you can ask to the user how you have to see the employees, which field sorting, based on city, based on location, based on age, based on salary. Understanding or not? It's a real time example. So take 1 hour time and try developing.